But if you kiss me now, last Christmas, getting on here with my heart.
Stop. I can't believe it. Hi guys. How are you? Hi guys.
These are for us. So what can we do?
You gonna be alright? Yeah, I'm just.
Blame it on Chris. I'm out of control.
Probably not a pair in your car, right? No, it's okay. I think it's that microphone that's.
Cause I just can't keep my cool while I'm trying all with you. Blame it on Christmas. While I'm acting the fool. Oh, blame it on Santa Claus. Blame it on Snowfall. Blame it on eggnog. Blame it on bedtime. Blame it on DJ. Blame it on Tizzy. Blame it on Frosty. Blame it on Flavor. Blame it on Dasher and Dancer and Racer and Vixen and Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Don't worry about Rudolph, cause he never listens. And don't get me started on you. Blame it on Christmas. Why I'm acting a fool. Cause I just can't keep my cool while I'm trying all with you. Blame it on Christmas. While I'm acting a fool. Yeah. Blame it on Santa. Blame it on Snowfall. Blame it on eggnog. Blame it on bedtime. Blame it on DJ.
Yeah.
Blame it on Frosty. Blame it on Dasher and Dancer and Racer and Vixen and Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Don't worry about Rudolph, cause he never listens. And don't get me started on you. Blame it on while I'm acting the fool.
The traffic was. I had no idea.
Can we fix this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're ready.
What's the benefit of being early?
I'm being woke.
Do you want to sit here? I don't know if that's allowed.
No. I'll sit right
Is there
here.
a way I can tell them that? Can you hold on to your phone? For Facebook?
Happy Monday.
You were late. Bob's never late.
We got
I bet if I kill him. He won't for a week. He's very David Casey in that way.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I'm happy to have you back.
there is an underwire that's connected?
There's so many different things happening out here to like. I'm just I'm on my thing. So great. And if they do, they shoot out. Depending on my scene, it's because we do Santa.
You just think you'll kill Santa?
The power of the spam shooting. So you feel last. How fantastic are those kind of balls?
I was so excited when I saw him.
We'll do it when they're back for Christmas. But I really want them to. I really want to do it right before they get on the road to go to Connecticut, so they get back and Kevin will process for 2 weeks. I can't believe I drove all the way back.
But perfect. So this one, I was as he was getting in his car. Is it easy to put on? Like, is it really quick to put on?
Yeah, I just have to crawl under the zip back.
Because you need to figure out because he's on the scene. But out, so it would be so like I was wondering.
I tried to get it to start parking the way you was before, which is back.
What was it?
Like initially, the backup camera is so good, or backup camera is so good. I don't know. Because it would be perfect if you was up against the thing. But I think I may put it on this truck. And get another one, get the same one.
It sounds like they're coming back.
They are, yes. Thank you. Did you guys get a beverage? Did you guys get a beverage?
Ready for some?
Yeah. Paulina, what are you going to do?
Jump her immersion? No dirt with olives. No dirt with olives.
And I'll take his olives and I'll take his dirt.
Alright.
Yeah, extra olives and extra dirt would be great. Oh, steak frites.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Why do you forget, Rachel? This is a holiday season. Noana. No, we
It's a range. No, it's just a big island.
well, it's because of my Santa.
It's not up yet.
No,
Yeah, we're not gonna.
I'm not that brave yet.
Right. We're blown up inside the house.
Alright. I'll do this also.
Well, I think on this thing, promise now. It should be fun. Thank you, my guy. Yeah, I think it would go over well, but we're gonna walk inside first, take some photos, test it out. I'm not gonna post the photos. Just have to send it to the person.
You're gonna dress it up and then
Noana, when you're woke for the night,
Okay, that's what you'll send it to the band. To run a correction.
What was that?
this race is.
So we took a picture of that? What was that? No, that's the Provincetown banner.
Yeah, but I didn't understand it.
Well, and she's like, you know where this house is? No, look at it.
There goes, okay, like the public street in Provincetown. You're just some jerk town, like, this isn't the house. Like,
You got it going on. You got it going on.
yeah.
Listen, maybe you're gonna make his debut next year.
I think that should happen.
Are you going to see your?
Yeah, I'll just put it on the
I think it's supposed to be mostly kind of yeah, they were saying like maybe you have to like a picture We'll see. It's still a week off, so.
No.
Yeah, it will be warm. It will be warm, but Gigi won't be out.
Where's the 7?
And in the midst
Oh wait, she'll be on the rest.
there's a light so bright it can melt away hate and greed.
Oh,
That's what I believe.
So I ran into Linky. The synth thing that Jim sent the message about apparently is so they all
You know our hearts, you know our needs. You see our feet, you hear our pleas. We come to you on bended knees. Through it all, I still believe. Even walking through the valley of death,
Yes.
I will feel
Well, I have I have it yesterday.
That's bright.
Yeah. He brushes me out like my pretty pony.
I think it's
Fantastic. I can almost stand it. Oh. No.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Pin it off a good girl, Santa baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa honey, the 54 convertible to light blue. I'll wait up for you, dear Santa baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight.
You're like,
you had to get dressed in like 2.5 seconds. This was on the chair. It was like, at this point, it's
all the bees are actually interested.
Is it right now my mind? Oh, hey, girl.
Yeah, I'm totally taking my top off. I love this show. Yes.
And hurry down the chimney tonight.
That's separate. How did it go first?
It was great. Yeah, I think it was. I think so. He's gonna send you 2 takes, at least send me the first take.
Sign your ex on the line, Santa baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight.
Yeah. They saw it. He's gonna park it.
Christmas tree with some decorations that let's see if you feel Santa honey, forgot to mention little things. Santa honey, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight.
You're not an astronaut.
Yeah, it's like reminding me to breathe.
Hurry down the chimney
It's disturbing.
tonight.
We can get the primo seating.
Santa,
Oh shit.
I'm waiting.
Shamana.
I'm really just off the
Yeah. Yeah. Just for the first one. First show. Yeah, yeah. That way,
I was actually just thinking about that.
yeah, so that's gonna. I mean, you'll miss out on that.
I don't want to remember the way me.
As far as the line,
Was your baby, wrapped me up and kept me warm.
you might.
I'm still dancing to tapes that keep playing in my head while snow falls and lights flicker red like I'm frozen in last winter's bed. So I'm sitting, drowning my sorrows in liquids. Sting when you sip, then they hit quick and take me where I need to go.
Oh wait, is this
Now it's a blackout Christmas. Kitchen crying and breaking dishes.
Very happy to have you all here tonight. Welcome to an evening with Sandy Claus, Santa's older, gayer, drunker sister. I am your host, America Stevens. You may recognize me from other hard-hitting interviews such as The Easter Bunny, Yoke's on You, or The Tooth Fairy, Denture's Servant. I'm very excited for you to be here for tonight's celebrity interview, Sandy Claus, claustrophobic. Before we continue, some context. Earlier this year, I was in a COVID quarantine scroll hole when YouTube auto-played an obscure video rumored to be the first known sighting of Sandy, Santa's older sister. Well, being the investigative journalist that I am and seeing this as the groundbreaking story that it is, I've tracked Sandy down, and here we are today. Before I continue, here is that video for you now.
Oh my God, could you imagine if I had to deliver presents to like Texas and I wasn't in this and I just went down somebody's chimney? I'd get shot. That would be what would happen. So pro of the Santa costume, not getting shot. Those shoes? They're fucking comfortable. What do you need to know about them? Get the fuck. Do I ever have to work in malls? I work in malls. Kids come and piss on my lap. I work in malls. Fuck you. I'm a Claus. Clauses don't work in malls, okay? Malls are for pedophiles, and I mean, you should take your kid to see Santa at the mall. Like, just don't leave them there with Santa. I don't work in malls. No. I'm sorry, but that's an insult. I'm like the oldest Claus. Do I work in mall? You know what? I agreed to do this interview because you were like, oh, it's your story, it's your journey. We want to know all about you, Sandy. We want to know all about what it's like to be Santa's big sister and what it's like to be gay at the North Pole. And oh, Sandy, what are you going to do? And then you get me here and you're like, hey, Sandy, so when's your shift at the mall start? Go fuck yourself.
And that is when I knew I had to meet her. Everybody, please help me welcome Santa's older, gayer, drunker sister, Sandy Claus.
Dessert is a super magical thing, and you're going to be learning about the science of dessert and fascinating.
Okay, thank you so much. Little improvisation. Okay. All right. Oh, I got one too. All right, cool. I don't even need to yell. Right.
Yes, welcome, Sandy.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? Thank you, America, for having me. I appreciate it.
Happy to have you here.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Now, Sandy, are you ready for some tough questions?
I mean, you're gonna be fair, right?
Of course, Sandy. Journalism is my passion.
Did you ask tough questions of the Easter Bunny?
Yes.
Yeah? Did you ask tough questions of the Tooth Fairy?
Of course, Sandy.
All right. I mean, as long as you're gonna be fair. I mean, I don't like the sound of this, but okay.
All America wants is the truth.
I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Now, Sandy, in that video, it seemed the interviewer struck a nerve. It seems you have rather large feelings regarding mall Santas.
I do. Now listen, I'm glad you brought that up because I was a little upset in that video, right? And so what you gotta understand, okay, is that by the time we got to that part of the interview, my whiskey bottle was pretty empty, right? Which is not a good time to bring up dicey topics, you understand? But like, no, I don't work in malls, okay? No offense, if you work in a mall, that's perfectly acceptable, you understand? I'm just a Claus. It's mall Santa specifically that I have a problem with.
The video also appeared to be edited, so you seemed angry, as the media often does.
No, I was pissed. You gotta understand, this like come sit on my lap thing, like Clauses, we didn't come up with that. You know what I mean? Like my family has been sneaking down chimneys for centuries, okay? In December. Do you know the odds of a fire being lit in a fireplace in December are astronomical? But those are the risks we take as OG Clauses to keep the magic alive. Do you understand? Thank you. Now listen, if you got some kids or you got slow family members, you want to make Christmas exciting, so you go get yourself a Claus outfit. That's great. That is celebrating Christmas culture, right? That is appropriate. That is the right thing to do. That is spreading magic. Okay, you could do that. Maybe 2020 was a shitty year. Maybe you're not a good parent. I don't know, but you want to swoop in with the Santa suit at Christmas, like a big gift, make it up. Go for it. You're participating in Claus culture. What mall Santas do is steal joy. Okay. Okay? Mall Santa steal joy using my family's name and likeness. I don't like it.
Steal joy seems like a harsh way to put it.
Oh, really? Okay, well, I've heard that before. I did talk to the audio elves here. I brought a little video.
Okay.
And I'd love to show you the evidence that I have brought for me. Mr. Techie Audio Elf, here's my case against Mall Santas. Terrified. Look at these children. Look at how scared they are. You see a happy child there? Not one happy child. Look at this shit. Are you kidding? Oh my God. Look at this. Oh, he's mocking them. Did you see that shit? Oh my God. Please help. Look. Oh my God. This kid. Oh, great. Oh, look at the daughters. This child is too young to have this much hate in her heart. Do you understand? Like, look at her eyes. That is terrible. That's not happy Christmas magic stuff. Oh my God. Look at this guy. He didn't even grow a friggin' beard. He's got a plastic mask. Her auntie is over here in the background, like laughing at her. Look at this. Look at this kid. I'm next. I'm next. Oh, this kid is not even old enough to walk. We'll risk getting concussed to jump away from this Santa. Oh, this makes sense. See, when you have a culture that's used to misappropriation, they do it right. So if you're gonna get a happy kid, you need a black Santa. Okay, that's just how it is. So there you go. I think that makes a case for itself.
Wow, Sandy, that was truly eye-opening. I guess I'd never really thought about it before.
And not for nothing, they just make us look bad. You know what I mean?
Other than the sobbing children?
Well, yeah, like, we don't need you to come sit on our lap to tell us what you want. Like, we're Clauses. That's the whole thing, right? You know what I mean? Like, we know. You can't tell me, right, that Santa sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. But he doesn't know what you've been obsessing about for the last 4 months, for goodness sake. Get the fuck out of here. And, like, honestly, like, have a little dignity, Mall Santa. You know what I mean? Like, okay, fine. You got a weird Santa fetish, so you get yourself a little Santa costume because you want to go to your Santa con. Fine. You do you, buddy, okay? And then maybe you know a lady, she owns the mall, and the lady that owns the mall says, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get one of them Santa con Santas, and I'm going to put him in my mall, and then people are going to come spend money. Okay, fine. I don't like it, but fine. But $30? $30 for a picture of your kid being terrorized by a stranger? Are you fucking kidding me? When every mom's got an iPhone in their pocket right now? That's insane. And did you know that the Claus family, just so you know, 0 royalties from all those Mall Santas pictures being taken all over the world? You know what I mean? If you ask me, the best thing to come out of 2020 is that Mall Santas are being seen for the disease-spreading creeps that they are.
Okay, wow. Sandy.
Sorry.
The North Pole.
Hold on.
What's the average day like around the holidays? That bad, huh?
Oh man, the North Pole is stressful in December. That's just the truth. I mean, sorry, I'm a little worked up. I haven't been here long enough to decompress yet, but that's it. Like the December is obviously like Super Bowl month at the North Pole, right? So like, basically everyone gets a little bit stressed out. Santa gets super stressed right around November every year. And when Santa gets stressed, the elves get stressed. And when the elves get stressed, look out, right?
The elves get stressed?
Yeah.
Elves are real?
Elves are real? Well, yeah. You didn't think Santa could do the whole Did you? Goodness.
Well, you know, Sandy, the more you talk, the more I Please, tell us more.
First of all, okay, let's start there. Elves, man, they're like real fun until they're not. You got real good time, and then they're elves, right? They're like work hard, play hard, but they got real sensitive nervous systems. So when they get a little bit stressed out around this time of year, that's why you'll see them down here a lot.
Oh, we see them down here?
Yeah. So when the wee ones start spinning, we call it getting too elfed up, right? Like that's what happens. They just want to please Santa so much. They work really hard, right? And so when they get too elfed up, we send them down here just to decompress.
And where do they go exactly?
Shelves. Yeah, it works out really nice. We just send it, they get a little wee one starts spinning, we send them down here, we put them on a nice shelf. Shelves are usually decorated for Christmas, so it makes them feel home. There's no work for them, no play. Usually there's like a Christmas scented candle, aromatherapy, right? It's very good for them. And they'll just sit there, they just check out, they just sit there like they get a little Like a little glaze on their face. That's how you know they're really healing.
Sandy, are the elves free to come and go, or are they happy on whatever shelf they land on first? Do they need to eat? Are they actually monitoring children?
Whoa, okay, hold on, America. Oh, wow, those are a lot of questions, and I want everyone to know here that the North Pole is very in favor of transparency. But the questions you're asking are kind of more of a middle management question, and I'm like a Claus, right? So like I'm like CEO, and this is more of an operations question. But after this interview, if you want to shoot me an email with all of your questions, I will forward it to the mental health department.
I would love that.
Perfect. What I do know, and that's part of the reason why I'm down here, is that elves are very hard workers, okay? And there's been a bit of an argument in the last few years about the elves getting the credit they deserve for all the work that they've been doing at the North Pole. It's a very contentious issue, elves' rights. And honestly, Santa and I argue about it all the time. Poor Mrs. Claus, right? Poor lady.
Are you and Santa argue? It's not all candy canes and bonbons.
No, I mean, you got siblings. Don't you guys argue with your siblings? I mean, if you can't argue with your brother about workers' rights, who can you argue with?
Workers' rights?
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Well, I tried to tell Santa, you've got to share some of the glory. You got to share some of the although he gets all the attention, that guy, right? And Santa's like, but I pay the elves in candy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, elves love candy, but the reality is that Santa gets all the attention, and frankly, he sits on his ass a lot. The elves are waking up and realizing that they have built a lot of wealth for the Claus family.
Tell me more about this.
I mean, I don't mean to disrespect the guy. When he started this business, it was a long time ago, right? Like, we didn't have workers' rights 400 years ago, right? You don't get a company these days that's often run by the founder who started it 400 years ago, right? So not his fault. And I'm just worried that if we don't get him up to date, he's gonna topple the family business.
Topple, and then what would happen, Sandy?
We would lose all the elves.
Where would they go?
Wherever they want. It's 2020. You know what I mean? Like, elves' rights have come a long way. It used to be, back in the day, there were tiny little creatures called elves who were getting scooped up all the time by bigger animals. And Santa was like, why don't you come work at the North Pole? Because Santa needed help, you understand? Like, when he started the gig, there was a few people, and now there's a bunch of people. So Santa needed help. The elves work really hard, and they also fit down a chimney occasionally. It was a perfect relationship.
Now, wait a minute, Sandy. Elves go down chimneys?
Oh.
I thought Santa went down chimneys.
No. Santa goes down chimneys. Yeah, you seen him? Okay, all right, all right. Santa does go down chimneys. Well, he used to go down chimneys, right? But, like, let's be honest. Santa used to be a lot younger, and a lot thinner, and a lot more flexible, and then you add all these people and all those milk and cookies, and Santa's just kind of filled out, you know what I mean?
And that's where the elves come in.
Yeah, listen, it's hard to deliver presents to everybody in the world in one night, right?
Sure.
It's even harder if your main guy gets stuck in a chimney in Duluth for 4 hours, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just gotta toss an elf or two down the chimney.
I'm sorry, an elf or two, did you say?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys don't understand how this works. I'll explain it to you. All right. So you got a small family, one elf, right? Elf goes down, you throw your present down, and then takes an elf like 15 seconds. Boom, 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 in and out. Big family, you're going to need 2 elves, right? So you throw 2 elves down, and then what they do is they go over to the door, and you probably don't know this, it's kind of a thing, but the standard human doorknob, 2 elves high. So you got an elf on his shoulder, they open up the door, Santa comes in, delivers the presents. It's a very simple process.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Sandy, I had no idea the crucial role that elves play in the delivery of gifts. Seems they're very important to Christmas.
Yeah, no, they make or break Christmas. And like, it's really like, if we don't convince Santa to start spreading the wealth around and sharing some of, like, I'm just afraid if we don't give them good pay and good benefits, that we're gonna lose the elves. And you think they would have learned, right? After Jeffy the Elf went rogue. You know Jeffy the Elf.
I'm sorry, I do not.
No, Jeffy the Elf. You know Jeffy the Elf. Here, he's got that store in the sky. Come on, Jeffy the Elf. Hold on, I got a picture. Jeffy. All right, there, yeah, Jeffy the Elf.
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, that's the guy. Look at, yeah, that's Jeffy the elf, y'all. That little weirdo skipped town one night in the middle of the night, right? We don't see him for a couple years, right? And then the next thing you know, this little twerp is duplicating Santa's workshop all over the planet. You don't think he came up with that one-day delivery thing by himself, do you? Come on. Calling them distribution centers.
Well, I guess I'd never really thought about it.
Well, that's what happened.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty impressive, personally.
So, the inspiration for Amazon comes from Santa Claus, Sandy?
Yeah. Doesn't that make sense? To everybody else, it makes perfect sense to me. I was like, what are you talking about?
Fascinating tales, Sandy.
Yeah.
Absolutely fascinating.
Thank you very much.
Sandy, thank you so much for making the trip all the way down to P-Town.
Oh, here? I'm here all the time. Yeah, no, I'm down here more often. I mean, this year I couldn't come as frequently, you know what I mean? Because of the COVID. But I'm here. If you guys could do me a favor, don't tell anybody you saw me here, okay? Because there are 0 cases of COVID at the North Pole. And I don't know if you know what small towns are like. But when someone travels, they tend to talk about it a lot. And don't get me wrong, I get it. The elves and pixies have tiny lungs. They have a reason to feel vulnerable, okay? Like, I get it. But it would be best for everybody if they just didn't know that I was down here right now. You know what I mean? And, like, yeah. So just don't tell nobody nothing.
Sandy, I read that Santa was immune to COVID. Is this true?
No, and I would like to really talk about that. I mean, I don't know if he's immune to COVID, right? Like, I mean, sure, I'm immune, and he's immune, and the Tooth Fairy's immune, and the Easter Bunny's immune, because we're ageless, timeless, magical creatures that existed only in your imagination, and we haven't died yet. But, like, I don't know what's gonna happen next, you know what I mean? And, like, not for nothing, but Santa's kind of high risk, you know what I mean? He's a big guy, not getting any younger. He got a little hint of COPD from the chimneys, you know what I mean? All those years, right? And it's not something I really like to talk about, but Santa doesn't wear a mask.
I'm sorry. Santa doesn't wear a mask, Sandy?
Well, do we have to? We don't have to get into this right now, do we, Santa?
Oh, I think that we do, Sandy.
Oh, okay, all right. This is embarrassing. Do you have any non-mask wearers in your family?
Me, no.
Yeah, it's fucking embarrassing, okay? But, like, it's an embarrassing thing, but no, fine. Santa doesn't wear a mask. There, I said it, okay? And it's weird because he keeps saying it's about, this is what Santa says. I said, Santa, you need to put on a mask. And Santa says to me, he says, how will they know it's me if they can't see my beard, right? And Mrs. Claus is like, we'll sew a beard onto your mask, dummy, right? But, yeah, no, I personally think it's because he's been spending hours in front of the television that's been rotting his brain.
Santa watches TV?
Oh, yeah.
What does he watch?
News, mostly. Mostly news. You gotta understand. You guys have had cable for a long time, right? And we got it in the North Pole in the 90s. And I don't know if you guys know what you were doing in the late 90s with cable, but it was the 24-hour news cycle. It was the thing, right? You guys were into it. And when we first got cable, it was cool. We felt hip. We felt very, very advanced. Mrs. Claus and I and Santa would have dinner, and then after dinner we would retire to the TV room and we would watch some Jeopardy, right? Some Wheel of Fortune, stuff you do, wholesome stuff with your family, right? Now, Santa wakes up in the morning, he takes his coffee to the TV room, Mrs. Claus serves him breakfast in front of the friggin' TV, and he eats all day and sits in front of the TV. He doesn't even go to his workshop. He's watching news and reruns of The Apprentice, and it's bullshit.
Reruns of The Apprentice?
Yes.
Sandy, is Santa a fan of President Trump?
Can we not? Please, America.
Sandy, I think America deserves the truth.
You guys don't care, do you? You don't want to know about this, do you? Oh, you do? Okay, well, first of all, in the North Pole, we call him DJ, okay? The president's name is DJ at the North Pole. That's how he used to sign his letters when he was a kid, right? So, it does seem as though Santa has, and I think it's the television, but he has sort of leaning tendencies to support DJ, yes.
Wow, Sandy, I was not expecting that.
Really? An old white guy, he works one day a year? Santa, I mean, obviously. profits off the labor of less fortunate creatures, right? Santa, I mean, it kind of makes sense when you think about it. So Santa wrote DJ a letter. Because Santa was like, I need to know this guy's licensing strict. Santa comes to me, he's like, well, Claus is a good brand name. And he's right. Like, I can't, he's right. So he wrote a letter to DJ trying to figure out how to get into the licensing game, right? And then come to find out, DJ, big fan of Santa, which I didn't see coming. Let me just tell you this. There's no surprise that the Make America Great Again hats, they're not red, white, and blue, are they? No, they're in Santa colors. Have you noticed that? Did you see the deal that got struck there? Yeah. And so, the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, I guess it does make sense that DJ would be a fan of Santa because Christmas is kind of like a capitalist wet dream at this point. You know what I mean? Like it really, that's what it's turned into, and Santa's kind of the mascot and the only mascot of the capitalist wet dream. So, of course, DJ would be into it. I mean, except, of course, for Rudolph. Don't even get me started. That the whole thing was DJ's idea. You know what I mean? Like, take Rudolph's drug addiction, turn it into a marketing scheme. Are you kidding me?
Sandy, Rudolph's drug addiction?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, you guys know, right? With the nose?
No.
He's a little guy. He's always wound up, full of really good business ideas.
No.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer has a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would know that he does blow. Yeah, Rudolph, guys. You didn't think, like, what do you think? This is this tiny little wiry, obnoxious little thing, and you guys, drugs. It's about drugs, guys.
Sandy, this is a lot to unpack.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, you gotta understand, at the North Pole, for years, we've been living with this mentality. Our culture revolves around being jolly first. Right, we are a jolly first community. And what that means is if you're jolly, I support whatever makes you jolly. Something makes you jolly, I'm behind you. And then you support whatever makes me jolly. And when everyone's jolly, you don't have crime. You don't none of that shit. Everybody's just jolly. I trust you. You said make it jolly, I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, sure. But now, Santa used to be the mascot of jolly. And now Santa's the mascot of bullshit. Like, honestly, like, he's angry all the time. He's convinced people are out to get him. You know what I mean? Like, Mrs. Claus and I don't know what to do with him. We're a little worried about the family brand.
It sounds like it, Sandy.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Well, I'd like to change course a little bit. Sandy, you bring up Mrs. Claus an awful lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah.
It seems like you two are close.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Mrs. Claus and I have known each other for a very long time, okay?
Sandy, are you holding something back?
Well, no, I mean, okay, a long time ago, Mrs. Claus and I were in a very serious relationship. There, I said it, okay? I said it. There, it's true.
So you and Mrs. Claus were together first?
Well, yeah, I actually was the person who brought Mrs. Claus to the North Pole. You ever date somebody you really like and you want to impress them? Yeah, you bring them home, right? And if your home, it's like if your home is magic, then fuck yeah, right? So I was like, lady, am I gonna impress you? I thought I was gonna propose on Christmas Day. I'm like, come on, Liam, come to the North Pole with me. Look at this magical place I'm at. Stay away from Rudolph, right? And so I bring her to the North Pole, and I think this is exciting. I'm gonna introduce her to my family. I'm gonna wow her. She's gonna see I'm a pretty big deal. And then, she set her eyes on Santa. I mean, at the time, she was kind of recovering from a bad breakup, and I might have been a little bit of a rebound, but turns out, back in the day, Mrs. Claus was a bit of a, what do you guys call it, a star fucker. Yeah, and so she saw Santa and all his celebrity, and, like, she was on him, you know? And, like, honestly, I was surprised, right? Like, I thought he was gay, you know? Like, I mean, you met Santa, right? It was like if Harry brought home Meghan and she fucked William. Like, it was weird, guys. Like, it was not cool, but, yeah.
You thought Santa was gay?
Yeah.
Like, queer gay and not jolly gay?
Yeah, no, like, gay, yeah, gay, like, butt stuff, gay, yeah. Which he's probably bi, right? Like, I mean, most people, you guys are all bi, right? That's what happens, right? Like, North Pole, everybody's it's a fluid place. That
so
joke
Sandy,
is for the science majors, okay?
If I understand this correctly, Mrs. Claus is your ex-girlfriend.
I mean, what's ex?
And Santa might let a fella jingle his bells.
Yeah, I mean, is it so wrong? Is it so wrong that I enjoy my brother's wife? Like, is that a big deal? You know what I mean? Like, we're one big happy family. It's fine.
Of course not, Sandy. Love is love.
Yeah.
And while we're on the topic of love, I would like to broach a more controversial subject.
Oh, well, hold on a minute.
you don't mind.
Well, I mean, I guess, but hold on just a second because, okay.
Sandy, let's talk about Jesus.
I did not see that one coming, but okay, all right, yeah, I'm okay. Let's talk about Jesus.
Is it true that he and Santa are in a battle for the soul of Christmas?
Jesus and Santa are in a battle for the soul. Who told you this shit? The soul of Christmas? No, not even. Are you kidding me? Jesus and Santa are like two candy canes in a stocking. Like, they are best buds. You guys know that, right? I mean, how do you? Yeah, no, Jesus and Santa are like this. It's like the craziest thing. Jesus loves Christmas, not because it's his birthday. He loves Christmas because he loves supporting Santa so much. Like, Jesus comes to the North Pole every Christmas day. It's the coolest thing ever. Basically, Jesus will come over about 2 hours before Santa gets back from doing the gifts, right?
About 2 hours?
Yeah.
So there is a Santa tracker. It's real.
No, it's Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, so he knows everything. Okay, so Jesus shows up about 2 hours before Santa comes back, and him and Mrs. Claus, they go into the kitchen and they start making sweet treats for all the elves. It's so friggin' nice, right? And then the elves get to sleep in on Christmas Day. Obviously, we're not tyrants, and so every time an elf comes up to the kitchen, we listen to Jesus then for about 2 hours. Go, hey, Jingles, I made you breakfast. There's sweet treats. There's cinnamon buns. Get it? Cinnamon? And then we all laugh at Jesus' dumb jokes. That guy's got dad jokes nonstop. And then after breakfast, Jesus kicks out everybody from the kitchen. I don't know, he's got secret recipes or something. He doesn't want nobody to see him, but he kicks including Mrs. Claus, and Jesus cooks for everybody. The whole town, and he like never runs out of fish. It's crazy. And like, he doesn't even have a big Santa sack. He's got like this hippie man purse. I think it's made of hemp or something. I don't know, but all I know is that he never runs out of food. It's pretty awesome.
So Jesus comes and makes fish for Santa and the elves every Christmas.
Yeah, I know, weird, right? I was like, Jesus, come on, fish again? You know what I mean, right? Like, we live at the North Pole. Like, we eat fish all the time. If it's a celebration, Jesus, maybe you could bring us a nice camel steak or something, right? Something nice. But then I thought about it, and I was like, that's just not who Jesus is, right? Like, Jesus, you guys might not know him, but he's the kind of guy who's going to, like, force his way of life onto you. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not a Jesus Christ thing to do. It's just not what Jesus would do. So if you're going to fish household, Jesus is just going to bring the best fish. I hear religion and food is dicey. He just sticks to it. And yeah, but we don't mind, right? Because that guy's got the best wine. Honestly, like, he really brings the best wine. So no one really complains.
There's plenty of it, I'm guessing.
Hell yeah, there is. How'd you know? Yeah, no, we never run out of wine either. It's crazy. He's like a miracle worker. But it's so good. The wine, like, we've been trying. I told him last year, I was like, Jesus, I don't know what you're doing with this wine, but you should bottle that shit, right? Like, you should get your own vineyard or like aquaponics farm or whatever it is he does to grow that wine. And then Santa, I mean, it was a late night. It was me and Santa and Jesus and Rudolph. And it was like maybe like 5 a.m. Yeah, business idea time. You know what I mean? It was like 5 a.m. and Santa was all worked up about Jeffy because Santa has not recovered from Jeffy leaving. You understand? Like, it's kind of a big deal when your lead elf just takes off, right? And now Santa feels a little competitive because he used to be the one-day delivery guy, and now Jeffy's the one-day delivery guy. And so Santa's been like racking his brain to take out the competition, is what I think. He says it's to reunite the family. I think it's bullshit. I think he's been talking to DJ. But anyway, Santa was like, here's how we're going to win Jeffy back. We're going to call Jeffy, and Jesus, you're going to bottle your wine. And we're going to tell Jeffy that he gets exclusive rights to sell Jesus' wine. And then we're going to save Christmas. So that was the big plan.
So if I'm connecting the dots here, Sandy, Santa wants to strike up a deal with Jeff Bezos.
Yep.
To distribute the blood of Christ.
Yeah, that's it. That's perfect. Yeah. Doesn't that make sense? That makes perfect sense. Blood of Christ. What a great name. We didn't know what to call it. That's a good name. I was going to call it Jesus Juice, but yeah, I like that. Yeah, but don't worry. It's not going to happen. No. I don't know if you also... Jesus is very anti-capitalist. cannibalism. So I don't know if you know this. This is not going to work out. So Jesus was like, no thanks.
So Jeffy's loyal Prime members shouldn't expect the blood of Christ in stock anytime soon.
No. It was, it was something that, like, Jesus finally broke it down for Santa and was like, you got to understand, we have very different brands. You know what I mean? Like, the Jesus and Santa brand are very different things. Now, do they work together? Sure they do. Did Jesus originally get Santa on the naughty or nice thing to try to get people to behave? Yeah, sure he did. Yeah, of course it's a conspiracy. Of course the Tooth Fairy and the Easter, of course we all work for Jesus. Yes, of course, obviously. I think that makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? But what I realized last year, because Santa was going so hard on this wine thing, and Jesus, man, what a patient guy. He was just like, listen, we can't do that. And then I realized, like, wow, Jesus is a good friend, because Santa's a grump right now. Like, no one likes him. The only people who have patience for Santa right now are Jesus and Mrs. Claus. He's like turned into a regular Grinch.
So Jolly Saint Nick is not so jolly.
No, it's like ever since the election. Like, he ain't been right. He has not been right since the election. He's, there's fraud and stop the steal, and he came in the other morning into the what's it called? The toy shop, sorry, the workshop. He comes into the workshop the other day. Sorry, I've been drinking. He comes into the workshop. This happens about midway through. Oh, yep, okay.
A little more than midway, but
a little more than midway. Okay, so Santa comes into the workshop the other day, right? He's pissed off about the election and the fraud, and he says, I think it's time I participate in social media. I have an important voice. And he tried to sign up for Parler. Can you believe it?
Santa's on Parler?
No, he's not on Parler because he doesn't have an ID. You need a driver's license to get on Parler, and Santa's not a resident of the United States. So no, he's not on Parler. But the point I'm trying to make is Santa's pissed, and he's threatening to cancel America's Christmas. There, I said it. Sorry, guys. Just so you know, Santa's going to cancel your Christmas. So I don't know what to tell you.
Can he do that?
I mean, he is Santa. But don't worry. Mrs. Claus and I are going to say, oh, let me get the food first, because I might say something very important. Probably not, but maybe. So Santa's kind of into the idea of canceling America's Christmas, and Mrs. Claus and I are going to do our best to prevent it. We're going to need your help, though. Okay, are you guys into that? I mean, is that okay? Because it's your gifts, so,
Can you do that?
Yeah, I've been delivering presents for years.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, just mostly, you guys didn't know I deliver presents? Mostly to you guys. I've been handling the queer kids for a while. Yeah, since that's been my thing since like the mid-90s, right? We got the news, and Santa, we went from a jolly first lifestyle, which was you do what makes you jolly, we'll support you, which used to mean if you're a little kid, let's say your name is Timmy, and Timmy says, hey, I'd like to have a Barbie doll. Then we would say, fuck yeah, you get a Barbie doll, Timmy, you get to have one. Of course you do, because that's what Santa was about, right? The things you maybe didn't want to ask your dad for, maybe your parents couldn't afford, you asked Santa, and we came in like fucking heroes, right? We didn't judge you. We're like, Susie, you want a basketball? Fuck it, you're short, but okay, right? Like, give Susie a basketball because we trusted that would make her happy. We didn't trust that Susie wasn't going to be tall enough to play in the WNBA. We just gave her the basketball, and that is what being a Claus was about, So yeah, I had to start stepping in around the 90s, right? So Santa would leave, and then I'd go behind them and drop all the queer kids their presents, and then be back. It was just what I did,
Wow, Sandy, it sounds like you really had your hands full, keeping the spirit of Christmas alive.
Well, I mean, it is the spirit of Christmas to you guys. To me, it's a fucking paycheck. Do you understand? Like, this is my family business that is getting destroyed. What would happen to Christmas if the whole world found out that over the last 30 years, my brother's been slowly turning into Rush Limbaugh, right? I mean, it would definitely ruin the family brand. Do you understand? So, yeah, I'm here to help.
Well, Sandy, I would love to help. Audience, would you love to help Sandy save Christmas? Yeah! Sandy, what can we do?
Well, first of all, if you haven't written your letter to Santa yet, I'm going to need you. There's no time to mail me a letter. That's just the truth. So we're going to email it, okay? You just email me, therealsandyclaus@gmail, what you want, okay? The other thing to do is do not write Santa a letter and name drop, okay? Please don't. It's not gonna, knowing me will get you nowhere, okay? It's not. You're also not gonna change his mind, right? So don't write Santa a letter about how you think you should vote for someone. Don't do it. He doesn't care. So you send me an email, and I will make sure I'm gonna cover America and then all the queer kids in the world Take me a few hours, and that'll be that. So that is what I think you guys could do. So just therealsandyclaus@gmail.com. Send it to me, okay?
Well, on behalf of America, Sandy, thank you so much. You will be receiving an email from me soon.
Okay, all right, okay. You ever been to the North Pole?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, do you see America over here? She looks good. You don't get to say that often, do you, right now? You don't get to say America looks good, but look, America looks pretty good.
Sandy.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at you.
Sandy, before you go, is there any last advice that you have for members of our audience who may have family who is a little out of sorts right now?
Oh, you guys got old white people watching television to turn into people you don't recognize too? Oh, man. Okay, well, I'll tell you what Mrs. Claus and I are doing. Number one, a lot of cookies. Right, like you're gonna want to just definitely leave a lot of cookies out. It puts everybody in a good mood, right? Number two, you take your loved one and you encourage them to go outside. It's weird, but you just encourage them to take a walk, right? You can tell them to turn off the television. That's a big one. But they're not gonna. So you're gonna have to turn off the TV for them. Okay, it's very simple. Just unplug it maybe. If they're a little bit older, hide the remote. You know what I mean? Like just do things to help them help themselves. Because I believe right now that Santa's in a phase, right? I believe this is a phase of hate and we have to just love him through it. You know what I mean? And hide him away until he gets out of it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we're gonna do. So I encourage you all, if you really have some loved ones that you want to help, you just throw some cookies at them, shut off the TV, and I think you can make them jolly again. Like I think together we can make America jolly again. Don't you think? I think that would be all right.
I think we can, Sandy.
Yeah, and booze helps. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't start these conversations sober. I should mention that, right? Like just a little, or maybe you're good at sober. I don't know. That's too vulnerable for me. But some people are better at sober than I am. But I can't talk about feelings sober.
The sober people.
The sober people. Goodness, yeah. You guys have questions? I'd love to answer questions. Is that, yeah?
I think, yeah, we have some more, if you have more time, Sandy.
I would love to hang out. So this is the point in time of the show where we take questions from the audience because I realize that this is a pretty big deal, right? That like how often do you get to sit and talk, right, with a member of the Claus family? I mean, I'm not trying to brag,
It seems
but
pretty casual, but it's not.
It's not casual. No, I know it looks like I'm here on the deck, that I'm not famous, but pretty big deal. Kind of the gay elite, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I'm a Claus, you know what I'm saying?
Sort of the playboy of the North Pole.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get around. I've been around here, too, though, a lot. I used to play my guitar out in front of Vixen back in the day. That was a good time. Yeah, I was a lesbian like that. That's the thing about me. Like, if you take this suit off, I look like any other dyke. You know, I get to blend in. I come hang out in P-Town all the time. I'm mad I missed Spiritus. It's already closed. That was a bummer. But, like, normally, yeah, I'm here. So, yeah, who's got questions? This is the part. It'll be awkward for the first minute, and then you'll get some questions going, and we'll have a great time. Yes?
So was Mrs. Claus your first girlfriend?
Was Mrs. Claus my first girlfriend? No. No. Mrs. Claus and I have had many friends. Mrs. Claus is the first girl I liked enough to bring home. That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. And then my brother put his dick in her, which was awkward. And that had nothing to do with why I'm here now shit-talking my brother. But I just want you to know, Mrs. Claus is a great person, actually. I'm going to put on my Mrs. Claus hat now. Okay.
And why is this your Mrs. Claus hat, Sandy?
Oh, yeah.
I put Buffalo Bill's hat on.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
I know.
All right. Well, I don't know if you've ever brought a girl to the North Pole, but there's a few things you need to know. Number one, you can't bring a girl from Key West. It's just the climate doesn't work. You understand? And also, if you're going to date a girl and you're going to bring her to a magical place, right, she's got to be able to suspend disbelief. So here I am. I'm in Buffalo, right? I'm watching football. I'm at a bar. I travel a lot when it's not Christmas time. I get to kind of go do whatever I want. And one of the perks of not being Santa is no one recognizes me, right? So I dip in and out, right? So I take a tropical vacation. I go to Buffalo, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I'm from the North Pole, so it's more. And I see Mrs. Claus, and she's watching a football game, and she really believed they were gonna win. And it was the most beautiful display of suspension of disbelief I'd ever seen, and I knew she was the one, so I brought her back. Yeah, turns out it's going pretty good for them. Yeah, so, alright, who's next? What else you got? I'll sit here all day and drink.
What's the big gift this year for the gay kids?
Dolly Parton. I know, I couldn't believe it. Like, she has not had a comeback like this in 40 fucking years. And now kids I've never seen before are like, oh my god, can I get the Dolly CD? And like, Willie, I get it. Like, Dolly and Willie together, that makes sense. Teenagers smoking weed or whatever. But like, Dolly is making a queer comeback like I'd never seen before. Yeah. And not just the boobs. Like, some of them are asking for heels and stuff. Yeah, usually it's just the boobs, but yeah. So, that's number one. And then number two, I think, is like a Miley Cyrus something. I don't know. But, yeah.
I love her.
Miley? Yeah, no, she's great. Yeah. But, yes. Yeah, you got a question? Go ahead.
Yes. Who is Sandy's favorite L Word character?
Oh, that's the show with the lesbians? Oh, what's the one that clearly bangs, who's the bi one? Oh, Alice, yeah, her, I like her a lot. Yeah, I mean.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, right, she's good, right? I liked her at the beginning, I like her now too. Right. She's the only one that held up, you know? And she came back and she was like, I'm better than I was before. And I was like, okay, Leisha, you know? Do you know her?
Not personally.
Oh, I thought all you gay people knew each other down here. No? Does anybody know Alice? Cause like I'll bring her Dolly. I'll bring Leisha Dolly herself. Yeah, I mean I know Dolly like that. Whatever.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I mean I'm a Claus. Like I just feel like no one realizes that like my family is like basically globally famous. You know what I mean? Like you could take a kid from a forest in some other country that I won't name because I don't want to fuck up and sound racist, but like you could take a kid from there and they would be like, that's a Claus. So yeah, I could get Dolly if I needed to. I save it for an emergency, right? I learned my lesson bringing Mrs. Claus home and meeting Santa. Like that was a bad move. I gotta hold on to it till the next lady. Unless you want to meet Dolly, America.
I would love to meet Dolly.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe we'll talk about it. Okay, sorry. Who else? What else you got? Anybody else have things? No? I mean, it's okay. I'll just sit here until you come up with something. We won't play any music. It'll be awkward. Hey, Mr. Elf, does anybody on the internet ask questions?
I've asked. I'm waiting.
Oh, what? They're in their own rooms. Like, they're not awkwardly in public having to use their voice in front of strangers. Why can't they type a question? Wow. Yes?
When did you first come to Provincetown?
Oh, wow. 1987? I think was the first time. Yeah, it was just a little trip.
You were 12.
What's that?
You were 12.
I was 12. I don't know what kind of math you do, but I'm like at least 400. Like, I don't know what. I was 12 in 1987. No way. Oh, no. I don't know. I mean, I know I look good.
There's Botox?
No. Oh, no. Sorry, you don't understand. Okay, I'll explain. So there's two ways. If you're going to be a timeless, ageless, magical creature, you can do it a couple of ways in the North Pole, right? You have two choices. Santa took the route of he's aging naturally. So you can see that Santa looks like a very old man. But 1 week a year, he gets to look 22. That's what he wanted to do, right? That's his thing. He ages, and then 1 week a year, he looks 22. He goes to Key West, he bangs a bunch of boys. Whatever. That's Santa's thing. That's his thing. I took the Forever 40 plan, right? So like when I was 12, I looked 40. When I'm 400, I look 40. It's just whatever. This is it. This is the face I got forever. So, yeah. So I'm very old. But on a very different aging plan that there's an option for you guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys just don't. Yes?
Carolyn wants to know how you got to P-Town with all the new travel restrictions.
So, apparently Carolyn wasn't here for the beginning of the show when we said we weren't going to talk about it, but I got here on Blue. Is Blue up there? Hold on, where's... There you go. That's my reindeer, Blue. So yeah, he doesn't have to go through customs. Yeah, see him, he's blue. He's a reindeer. That's a very real thing that is not photoshopped. It's a terrifying thing to ride. Look at how happy and relaxed I look. I'm blue. But yeah, that's Blue, and he's my reindeer, and so he takes me wherever I need to go. He also is sober, so that helps. Because I can just drink a bottle of whiskey, and then Blue will get me home. But I think he's like a Scottish something. I don't know, but that's Blue. Yeah. How did you? Oh wow, you're one of them nature lesbians. Oh, you're Scottish. Does that help? Okay, good. Here I thought you were just a vet. I mean, a animal vet, not a war vet, because, lesbians, you gotta clarify. Could be one or the other. Could be one or the other.
I don't even know she doesn't have the accent.
Oh, gee, oh, don't. Oh, God, I can't. I'll fuck up. If I do an accent and do it wrong, it'll be all over. Yes.
How do I know if my man's been naughty or nice?
I mean, I think no one asks that question when they've been nice. Like that is just a secret of life. Is that like when someone has been nice, no one is ever like, so about this guy over here. I think you know your answer. But also, I want you to know that after you've been drinking, you agree to things that maybe you wouldn't agree to when you're sober, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say. That doesn't mean you, I just mean that he knows when to ask you. You know how earlier I was like, mess up on Tuesday? He waits till you get a few in you, and then he goes, babe, what do you think about this? And you go, okay. And then the next morning, you're like, who said you could do that? And he's like, you did, like...
Yeah.
Just say, you gotta work with what you got. He thought I was gonna sell him out. Yes.
Diane wants to know more about Mrs. Claus, how she's aging, being a Buffalonian and all.
Well, first of all, she's in that freeze-dried climate, right? So she's doing pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Mrs. Claus is always gonna be beautiful in my eyes. She's also like, she's big on. She's like Mary Kate or something too. Like Mrs. Claus really, she's got like eye cream and like she really takes care of herself in a way that I've never done. I didn't know. No one ever taught me how to take care of my skin. You know what I mean? Like 'cause that was for girls. I didn't do that. I did Claus stuff. You know what I mean? Do you guys have that problem? Are there any other women here who like grew up, or fellas I guess, but you grew up and like your mom, your dad, or somebody like tried to teach you skincare? But you were like trying to be a little dyke and you were like, no, that's for chicks. And then give me my skull. You know what I mean? Like that. That was me. I just learned to exfoliate and I'm 432 years old. Oh, I told you shit. But yeah, I just learned how to exfoliate this year. Who knew? Uh-oh.
Dangerous.
Oh, yeah, more from the internet. Wow, how many people are on there?
Eric wants to know why you think Santa Claus hasn't come out of the closet yet.
No, he has up there. But like, have you guys been here? Like, it's not like the coolest thing to do. A round of applause for you guys who are out of the closet. Like, we all know Santa's gay at the North Pole. Like, again, everyone in the North Pole, we don't care. Right? We don't get caught up in who's got an innie and who's got an outie and where they put it, right? Like, it's none of our business. We celebrate jolly first. If you're being jolly and it makes you jolly, then no one cares. Santa hasn't come out of the closet down here because then he'd have to worry about sneaking into some houses of some assholes. And like, what's the point, right? Like, it's like one of those things where like, do you really come out to somebody you see once a year? No, right? Like, what's the point? There's no reason. If it's just gonna cause problems, why would you do that, right? So yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, he's out, just he doesn't like you guys enough to let you know. So, like, he doesn't feel safe. You gotta feel safe to come out. And, like, Santa's not sure about that here. Wow, I hope Santa doesn't start hating himself. Wow, could you imagine if we did all this work at the North Pole to live a jolly first lifestyle and to like build an entire community about everyone doing whatever they want whenever they want and supporting them and not having police or anything, none of that, because we have this lovely balanced society, and then 20 years of cable and now Santa's gonna go in the closet and hate himself? Fuck. I know, wouldn't that be a shame? Yeah, no, fuck. All right, we're gonna love him through this, guys.
Bring him to P-Town.
So I will, but remember about the no masks? Yeah, so we gotta wait is really just the thing. It's really just best if he says there. The elves already know this year that the plan is to get Santa so drunk he doesn't go down any chimneys this year. Like, the elves are gonna handle it. Yeah, we'll be fine. They're gonna drop in and out. There won't be any Santa in your house, don't worry.
So did your parents introduce you to the jolly lifestyle?
So I'll be honest with you. The jolly lifestyle has been the North Pole way forever. I'm not even sure where it came from. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the culture. You know what I mean? Like, you know how the culture here is abs? Yeah, that's Jolly First. Like, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, it's just like, and if anyone acts outside of Jolly First, we hug them, and we show them, and then we say, what do you need? And when we say, that will make you jolly? Yeah, and then you give it to them, you know? As long as you're not hurting anybody. Usually what happens is, once you get the concept of Jolly First, you don't ever ask for anything that hurts anybody else.
You just keep the jolly consensual.
Yeah, consensual jolly. It's totally fine. Yeah, no, all those weird fetish things that come up, we don't have any of that. Like, no one gets their jollies making somebody else feel bad. That's just some bullshit y'all came up with. Get a little awkward around the fetishes, okay. Even though there's an entire community called SantaCon. But whatever, we don't have to talk about fetishizing people. Yeah.
Have you been to the island of Misfit Toys?
No.
We live in it.
What?
That's true.
No. Wait.
We're living here.
Wait, wait, you all look perfectly fine to me. Oh, how got sweet? Oh. See what happened? I don't believe it. Everybody looks. I guess I just come from a culture where there are no misfit. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the island of misfit toys that you're talking about? Yeah. No, it's not the island of misfit toys. It's just.
Provincetown has always been the island of misfit toys.
I mean, it's what you call you.
We've always been the dented can.
It's what you call yourself. But like, but this is the thing, is like, you have this idea that a dent means there's something wrong with it. We just don't have that in the North Pole. We're like, if you came dented, then oh well, I guess you're a dented creature, and we love you for it. So you don't get to be a misfit at all. You just get to be dented.
Accepted.
And oh yeah, 100%. Are you? We will never encourage anybody to feel bad for being a little dented or a little broken or like. I mean, don't get us wrong. The dentist needed some work, sure. But we just had to love him through it, you know. I mean, we just, you know, I don't know. We just don't have those. These are all concepts that are human-made, I think, because we don't have misfits.
Provincetown's one of those towns that even with square wheels fit in.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. Is like, we get no misfit toys. We got just toys that maybe don't work as good as they used to. You know, we got toys that maybe got put together by a drunk elf, but that's not the toy's fault. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't blame the toy for that. No.
Even the dented cans feel full price here.
They feel or they cost?
They cost more.
They cost double.
They do cost. Well, there is something to be said about a rare can. I made that into a boob joke in my head, but okay. A rare can. All right, what else we got? Anybody else? Because I got time, or we'll go with whatever. How we doing on the internet over there? Everybody good? Is everybody having fun? Did you guys have fun? Thanks for coming out. We thought we'd try something different, and like, I usually come here every year, but you know, now I thought, okay, well, okay, how you doing?
I'm good, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Come on in. Do you need something?
Aren't you the person I confess my sins to?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, of course. Go ahead. But they're gonna listen. Go ahead. But you want something for Christmas?
Oh yeah.
What you want? Is it Taylor Swift based?
Maybe like freedom based. Yeah.
You want freedom?
Time.
Time and freedom. Okay. Well, you gotta stop saying yes to so many things. I mean, do you want real life, or do you want? I don't know. You gotta just take a little time out. You know what I mean? Just say no. I'll support you. If someone's like, "Why can't you?" Say, "Sandy says."
Yes.
I'm not sitting on your lap. You're gonna talk about it.
Okay. I mean, if you don't want to sit on my lap, that's fine.
I actually do, but I'm not going to.
Give her a drink. We'll get there. Anybody else? No? We good? We did it all? Is that everything? Is everybody eating food? Everybody's good? Everybody's good? Delicious and stuff? How you doing over there, Sound Elf?
Good.
You good? All right. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. We had so much fun. Thank you very much. I guess that's it. That's all we do. Hey, round of applause for the Sound Elves and for Spindlers for having us. And please, anybody on the internet, come support Spindlers P-Town and make sure you tip everybody they had to walk up and down those stairs and it didn't even rain that much. And America's gonna be fine. America Stevens, yeah. We're getting to that. America Stevens, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite hard-hitting journalist over here. And again, therealsandyclaus@gmail.com. You got requests, you let me know, and don't tell Santa I was here. And love your family until they find their jolly again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
She's dropping some gems. She was dropping some gems.
That was good. Very good.